So, is The Martian a comedy? That's the question that everybody's asking themselves after it won the Best Picture for Comedy Musical at the Golden Globes this year.
Comedy?
If it is a comedy or if it's not, it tells us a lot about Hollywood right now, and that's what's kind of interesting about it. First thing it shows us is that some of these Hollywood award shows might have different processes going on in the background than people really know. And number two, it shows us how ashamed American comedy should be. Now, The Martian is a great movie. It stars Matt Damon, who also won Best Actor, directed by Ridley Scott, one of his best movies in years. Of course, I'm sure you guys all know what the plot of the story is, but the interesting thing is that it's funny. It's really, really funny. The funniest movie that I've seen all year, and I've seen a ton. The question is, but is it a comedy? I think comedy is sort of difficult to define. I mean, should a comedy be only a comedy? There's romantic comedy.
I slept at the doctor's place last night.
There's an action comedies. Definitely The Martian wasn't marketed as a comedy. When you get into the seat and you see Matt Damon's character, every time he's speaking, unless it's some incredibly dramatic moment, it's comedic.
So, I'm gonna have to science the shit out of this.
Probably 80% of his dialogue were jokes. Another 20% was him during very, very dramatic moments. A lot of people say, well, that doesn't mean it's a comedy. Well then, great. Maybe it isn't a comedy. Maybe I would say a dramedy. A lot of directors, some of them actually that had films nominated in the same awards show, were very upset with The Martian being chosen as a comedy. How it works is that the studio or the producers submit the film to the Hollywood Foreign Press Association in a particular category, and then the Hollywood Foreign Press Association has its own eligibility commission, and they vote to see if it's eligible or not. Now, they voted to find The Martian was eligible. They won by 1 vote. And they have Judd Apatow writing things on Twitter saying that The Martian going into the comedy category because they're afraid of the dramatic competition is a punk move. His comedy, Trainwreck, was defeated by a film he doesn't even think was a comedy. What does that say about American comedies today? If you look at Trainwreck, it's the same comedy that we've seen for the last 15 years coming out of Hollywood. You have a very light, if almost non-existent story.
I'm just a modern chick who does what she wants. Last week, it was this guy.
You have actors who are funny, but just sit down and talk and improv to each other for 2 hours, and you sort of kind of have a wrap up at the ending. There are much better comedy directors out there right now, like for instance Edgar Wright. His films have great cinematography, great stories that go different places, great character conflicts, and not one word, interestingly enough, of improv in his films. Now you look at The Martian, very funny, but great cinematography, a great story that goes different places, complex character relations, and it actually said something. What did Trainwreck say? Sex is funny, nudity is funny, and look at all the big athletes we got in our movie.
My boy got intimate.
Yes.
Sexual intercourse. Oh!
Now, whether that means The Martian is a comedy or drama or not, it doesn't matter, because guess what? American comedy directors, you should be ashamed of yourselves, because a film that a lot of people don't even think is a comedy beat you at your own game. Stop whining, make better movies. Anyways, that's enough for me. I'll see you later.
Now you can either accept that, or you can get to work.